Hey guys, welcome to another video where we talk about how we spent 3 years making a wireless smart dial and how it all started because of Fortnite. Anyways, here's a reenactment of how Revolute came to be.
Bet you can't get all the loot as fast as I could.
Oh yeah? You wanna bet?
I bet. Alright, on the count of 3. Let's see who gets all the loot from the chest first.
Oh yeah? Let's see.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright,
What? How did you do it so fast?
I have my use key bounded to my scroll wheel. Bet you can't do that, huh?
Already have something binded to my scroll wheel.
Could you get another scroll wheel, huh?
Can I get another scroll wheel?
Still my loot. Can't do anything about it, could you, huh?
Oh yeah? Let's have a rematch.
Alright, sure, huh? You're still not gonna beat my scroll wheel.
Oh yeah? I'll have a scroll wheel now too.
Oh yeah? Well, how's that gonna make a difference? I'm still gonna beat you because I'm better than you.
Oh yeah? My scroll wheel's gonna be faster than yours.
Oh yeah? Alright, let's go, but alright.
Alright.
Count of 3.
Let's see.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Ha!
how'd
I
you
got
do
all the
that?
guns.
What
Oh yeah?
Oh,
I'll have a
no.
scroll wheel.
Oh, what? Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah?
What? How do you have another scroll wheel? I thought you already had something binded to your mouse, huh? Well, what? How?
So that was the first Revolute, right? That was the very first prototype.
You might be wondering, what the hell is a Revolute? It's this really small wireless smart dial that we have been developing to make creative workflows smoother than ever. But it actually does way more than just that, considering how it works with really any software and device. If that didn't make any sense, I mean, what the hell's a dial? Go check out our previous video where we explain what it does.
It all started from Fortnite. And obviously, right, we had to make it better.
Yeah,
Because, I mean,
obviously.
that piece of shit was just like 2 pieces of cardboard. So yeah, how did that shitty prototype, how did it work?
That first version, where after we cleaned it up from the cardboard, it was a wired one, right? So we had 2 ends to a wire.
On one end of the wire, you have a physical encoder and the wheel, just like any other scroll wheel. It has its physical mechanism so that every time you rotate it, it clicks a certain amount of times. On the other end of the wire, you have the microcontroller, which takes the clicks from the encoder and processes it, and shoves it into the computer so that it performs an action like scrolling or adjusting your volume.
But obviously it was dog shit. That's why we made the second version, right? Your traditional encoders are dog shit because they use a physical mechanism, but also because how it's designed. It only has a tiny hexagon hole where we have to stick the entire wheel and attach it to it. Now, because we've 3D printed our wheels, we had to leave a very thin stem. And every time we played Fortnite, it would break off half game and then we would end up dying because our wheel came off of our keyboard.
No, it's because he's trash.
Because of all those problems that we had with the very first version, coming from the cardboard, we made a second version, and a lot of improvements.
To tackle the issue, we went like, what if we could do this like, non-contact? Instead of a physical encoder, we used a magnet.
Wow,
Right, you know that
insane.
thing? Like the thing
Yeah.
that you stick on the fridge? We used
Yeah.
one of those.
It's a special magnet. It's diametrically poled, which means that unlike your normal neodymium magnets, where the poles are stacked on top of each other, this magnet has its poles on opposite sides of the diameter. By using a chip with arrangement of Hall effect sensors, different magnetic strength readings in different regions allow us to calculate the absolute angle of the cap, which we can then derive angular velocity, direction of the rotation, and magnitude of the rotation, which is then used to trigger the key presses. Like we said earlier, mechanical rotary encoders have a limited lifespan due to physical wear from friction caused within the contacts. They may come loose and cause readings to skip or randomly actuate when it's not supposed to. The sensitivity of a mechanical encoder is physically configured by using a disk, which is usually around 24 detenths per revolution. By switching to a magnetic encoder, its 1 degree accuracy allows the user to configure their own detents per revolution, which also acts as the wheel sensitivity. Now, you can configure, for example, if you wanted 5 clicks per revolution, or even 40 clicks per revolution. But all of this theory is useless without a firmware to handle it all. Our very first prototype relied on ZMK, Zephyr Mechanical Keyboard, which is a pre-made firmware for wireless keyboards, as we were really content with the Bluetooth chip that we were already using, since it was relatively low cost, powerful, and most importantly, had a low power consumption. After we switched to the magnetic encoder, it was clear that we had to write our own firmware, since ZMK is a keyboard firmware after all, not a dial firmware, and it also did not have the ability to read from magnetic sensors. When working on the wireless version, we also needed to ensure battery life, which means implementing custom power states in order to reduce battery consumption. And since Zephyr was already well supported with our current chip, we figured it was the obvious choice to migrate. Zephyr is a real-time operating system which offered a number of advantages over writing bare metal, as we could take advantage of threads and the scheduler, which allows us to run processes simultaneously. Now we can send Bluetooth reports and pull the sensor virtually at the same time, which significantly simplifies the development process.
Because you were like, okay, well, the wired version used the NRF chip, right? You were like, oh, well, we're using NRF and Zephyr RTOS. It's made for Bluetooth. What if we made a wireless version? That was not a good idea.
When we're making the wired version, we're like, yeah, this is the limit of what we can do, right? Because, right, so the cap was insetted with a bearing, so we couldn't fit anything inside of the cap. Plus the magnetic sensor, that was everything we could possibly fit within the cap.
Yeah.
And we're like, no way we're putting a battery in that. No way we're putting another circuit board in that. Nowhere we're putting all the power management circuitry in that. One day we were playing Fortnite and I was looking at, like, you know, the coin cell battery, the lithium coin cell batteries. We were like, that is the diameter of the Revolute wheel. I think we would fit it in there.
No, we can't.
And then I did some simple calculations, right? It should fit within the Revolute cap, just barely. But it was possible!
It was,
given
well,
some big changes.
Theoretically speaking, it did work.
Yeah, that's why we decided to turn Revolute wireless. And, like, we thought about it more, right? Wireless does offer a fair lot of advantages.
Including how the USB plug was eliminated. It also allowed for a lot more applications, such as connecting to your phone, your iPad, your
microwave, your fucking microwave, your smart fridge.
Yeah. Not only that, we can put it anywhere. On the back of your controller, on your keyboard, on your laptop, on your iPad screen. Anywhere you can think of.
That's right, the prototype to, you know, version 2 with the magnetic encoder. The idea of the Revolute was that it's supposed to go on a key, right? But after we switched to the wireless version, we no longer needed the base to be a key, because all of the circuitry is housed within the cap of the Revolute. We can attach Revolute to literally anything. That leads us to what we're working on right now.
We basically managed to cram literally everything, plus a coin cell battery, a circuit board, and another flex circuit board, into a wheel that is as big as the size of my pea-sized brain. No kidding.
Dang, that's pretty big still.
What do you?
Those are too big for you.
What you do is that you just press it, turns on, this cute little LED on top that tells you the status, and then now we just pair it to our device and mount it on a base, and it scrolls.
Right.
Just like any other dial or any other wheel, right?
Shit,
wow,
just
but,
made any
like,
other dial. But it's small. It's
not only is it small, but it's wireless, and it's small.
It's small.
It's small.
It's small.
It's like, oh my f***ing god, it works. All that, and we just made a dial.
Right.
After 3 years of a lot of pain. Just
a dial.
You know, we could have spent all that time, you know.
Making a drum! We could have made a drum!
I know!
We could have made a rocket! Do you want to make a drum right now?
Yeah, okay.
Let's make a drum! Yeah! I don't want to fucking see this shit ever again.
You think I want to? I don't want to look at my drum. You can have my drum.
Oh my god.
You see, we didn't just have to make a dial. We had to make an entire system, which meant because it's wireless, so we had to recharge it with a charger case, which I had to spend another year to develop. And we also had to make a system of apps for your phone, your iPad, your Mac, your Windows laptop, and maybe even the Steam Deck at this point. I don't know.
Because the problem, right, with the first Revolute is that it clicks 2 keys. If you want to change the key, you have to change the code in the firmware, flash it again. It takes like 10 minutes to do it. What if we had an app that connects to it, and you can, like, you know, change it on the fly? that let you. Like, how the fuck do you do that?
I know, it's Bluetooth. How are we?
Right. So it was all like Revolute thing. That was like a that's all the stuff. Right. But to help this work properly, we need it on all platforms. So we developed 4 apps. Wait, no, we developed 2 apps. Well, more than 2 apps.
More than 2, but
That works the same, but is completely different.
I know. We don't develop apps for a living, so please forgive us.
There was a lot of issues with the wireless. 99.99998% of the time it wasn't working. Shit blew up. We didn't really have a correct way to debug at that point. It was just gambling. We upload firmware, and then, you know, it might work, you know, it's like the next one's the one that works.
Exactly.
And it never
It hasn't worked yet.
Right. Yeah, how's the charging case? How was the process
okay,
of
so
that?
yeah. I mean, the circuit part was much more complex than the Revolute, because not only did you have a battery inside the charger, you had to charge the Revolute, but you also had to charge the pod itself. Because the Revolute needed 5 volts to charge the Revolute, but you also had to charge it using the battery, which is 3.7 volts. And then guess where I'm at? I don't know either. Oh, true wireless stereo. Why don't we just take that and make it work? A bunch of other alignment issues, constraints, tolerance. It didn't have enough permissions to access Bluetooth. During New Year, I spent 2 weeks at home just coding that app. And it managed to work.
You still have to get the 3D preview
Oh,
off.
f*** you.
And all of this just to scroll.
Yeah.
Just to change the volume. Just to press 2 stupid keys.
I know.
And you're stupid gay. And you're stupid.
We just graduated from high school. Yeah. And it's been months since we touched our code, so for the past 2 weeks, we've been trying to remember everything, because we...
Right, within the next few months, we're planning on doing this correctly once and for all.
Yes.
No distraction. It's gonna work. It's gonna work this time. It has to work.
And this time, we're not gonna gamble, because we realized that we weren't born to do gambling.
So,
Yeah.
stay tuned. We're gonna we're gonna document our process this time. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
We're still gonna pull our hair out, but
Yes.
it's gonna work.
Really, what we want to say is that, I mean, we're not selling anytime soon, because look at us. Man, we're just 2 idiots. We don't have the time to set up an entire marketing campaign just to sell Dial. Let's just say that we've been thinking a lot about what this would look like if it was part of something much bigger. A brand, a powerful and creative community that already gets what it takes to make tech interesting and fun. Yeah, I know, right? Totally can't guess what we're thinking right now, so... I mean, what could it be, huh? So we've got a couple more things to show you in the future. But first, we want to hear what you think about the Revolute project so far. Tell us your thoughts in the comments, and definitely check out the link in the description below more about the Revolute right now, and what we're thinking of making it into. How you would use Revolute or something like it. Maybe how you would improve it, or how you would modify it. Because, I mean, we're not done yet, so we could maybe take some suggestions and make some changes, right? We'll be watching.